Hi, Leo. Welcome in. How are you? Let's talk about your money and career situations for mid-May 2024. We're beginning with an overall energy, the Star card. This is beautiful for you because it feels like a time period between now and the end of the month where you are shining like a star. You're doing your thing. And if you look at this, it may as well be helping other people at times when you're not aware of it and or when you're aware of it, right? It feels like there's so much purpose wrapped up into your money and career path, and this time period very much proves that to you and other people. You're going to sense that there are people who want to, I'm hearing, award you, reward you, help you gain and prosper. Support will come into play. The way you bond with people, the way you draw people in, and the way that you support other people selectively is very much a part of this time period for you. Now, where the money is flowing in, Leo, you're doing a hell of a lot better, kind of like Taurus's reading, of managing it. And you need to give yourself the accolades for that. Because it feels like maybe a spirit or two will, but it doesn't feel like anybody else in your waking world will do so. It does feel like a time for you where you're also needing to remember the true importance of what you have let go of and what you are beginning to let go of. I hope that makes complete sense to you. But as well as getting kind of pour into your own cup so you can help other people, right? Fill the cup of others so you can fill the cup of that talent, that business, that job, so you can do what you have to do plus some what you want to do in a more successful endurance kind of way. There's a sense of things working out better for you in the remainder of May than you kind of have been feeling in the beginning stages of the month. And I feel like the color yellow is significant for you. I did get the Sun card before when trying to pre-pull your energy, but it didn't feel relevant for this specific reading, even though the color yellow was just so vibrant and feeling relevant for you. Because you deserve to be happy. And I feel like there's certain levels of success at this time, certain levels of gaining that are going to make you happy. And when you assist somebody, potentially without meaning to, and other points, I feel like when you mean to, once again, it's like, that was fulfilling, that made me happy. I just want to help is kind of the vibe. But let's keep pulling. I just put the deck to the Sun card. It feels like a time for you where you're just meant to experience a completion of struggle, maybe a completion of I want to say something outside of your money and career path, or maybe it was somewhat slightly intertwined, especially for my spiritual, very spiritual Leos. And this is very much leaving you with a fresher vibe. Okay, if you've been very emotional at work, when running your business, when managing money, it's not going to be present, it feels like, in the remainder of the month. At least it's dissipating, all right, as the month trickles on. Now, the Queen of Wands and the Judgment card, I really feel like, with again, without meaning to, and at other points when meaning to, you're very passionate and honest in putting forth a helpful foot is what I'm getting, all right? Where you feel one foot is within a situation and the other foot's out the door. Know that your intuition is correct at this point, and you weren't feeling it correct before. It's as if like a living situation or a job or something of the sort, you were debating on continuing it, all right? There's at least some of a continuation lying ahead, it feels. But I do sense that you're being reminded you're making the right choices. Yeah, we all overspend, right? From time to time, we all make mistakes, but you're an intuitive soul, and it's pushing you. This month, the energy is pushing you, and spirit's pushing you to remember you're making the right choices, okay? And you're going to be feeling, I want to say, more passionate, but maybe in a different way, or just passionate still in a different way. Now, peace is coming into play. They're showing me the Temperance card in the Queen and King of Cups. It's like there's a balance about you with your masculine and feminine side that's shining through your work, shining through your presence regardless of where you are, what you're doing. And it feels like you know more than meets the eye, and that's coming to play. Strategy, my friend, being very strategic, whether you realize it or not. And I feel like there's a harmony that's coming into play when you're doing what feels like a lot at times, and at other points when you feel like you're not doing enough or you're doing very little. Just remember the strategy and purpose that's very much coming into play. And I feel like regardless of how spiritual you would define yourself as, right, consider yourself, you're pretty damn spiritual, right? And so that's just part of this period for you. Um, the Two of Wands in reverse. It's as if this is giving off kind of Three of Wands energy, but more so shifting from the Five of Pentacles to the Six, where we're not looking at what isn't working anymore. We're not feeling a sense of lack, even when there maybe still is certain levels of lack. Does that make sense? It's like, yeah, I didn't make as much money as I wanted to at that job for the day or for this week, but or for what I'm saving up for. But I know it's coming. It's an appreciation kind of vibe as well, as the abundance flows in a multitude of forms. And where the imperfections lie, I feel you're just letting it go, flowing with it, utilizing it to the advantage of that or yourself. But again, the King of Cups and the Temperance card, beautiful. Time is also on your side, I'm getting with this Knight of Swords in regards to transportation, getting things done, things shifting, gaining abundance once again. But it feels like at times you're going to feel like an angel, like a true sport is what I'm hearing, who puts up with a lot. Somebody who has the emotional support at this point and more so moving forward to do what you're meant to do in this lifetime. You do, as well, being drawn to this reading, have a purpose and a destiny, whether you feel it's fully or at all intertwined part of that job or jobs or the business. You're going to figure it out. It just feels like, and you're already in the midst of the process of doing so, being drawn to this reading, and we may need to remind you of that. The Wheel of Fortune, ooh, and the Chariot card. It feels like you're motivated to keep the wheel churning. All right. It feels like any stagnancy that's been present within that business or that job, your money, maybe, it's the wheel's churning, right? And I feel like the wheel of your Leo mind is churning, and this is assisting you greatly. You're going to be reminded to cleanse your energy throughout the remainder of May because at times in the past it didn't benefit you when you neglected that, right? And I feel like you are going to as well feel like balancing things out better. And that's key, right? It's like where I feel the motivation lies. I'm going to trust my intuition right now and selectively the messages from Spirit when to utilize that. It's very much wholeheartedly reminds me of when I choose selectively to get these readings done and how it intertwines what we were just talking about. But I feel like there's knowledge intake. Being drawn to this angel up here with the book, and it feels like this is coming forth towards you from different avenues. A spirit could be part of it. Your intuition could be learning more about that job or how to get a new position or a new opportunity otherwise. And I feel as if the time also highlights in a simplistic manner a new investment for the future, if not two at most. Getting specifically for somebody a house and a car, or a new apartment and a car. Or a condo, but I do feel like you are going to, or townhouse, bear with me, that we're just filling in the blanks is what I heard, but you're also going to be reminded, no, we're trying to keep it positive, but keep it real, there is a snake in your midst. I mean, I wore this ring for a reason. I took it off after Taurus's, I took the other ring off and switched over after Taurus's, but I feel like you know this already, okay, or at least you sensed it slightly. And you might be pushed to remember that it's smart to keep your enemies closer, but not to overdo it in that sense. Oversharing is going to feel like it's coming to be towards you, but not coming out from your being. Anyways, I was going to say mouth. But as the messages get a little bit jumbled, we're still in a purposeful time for you. It feels like as well there are points where, as I put this down sideways, where you have the motivation but you don't. You know, we all have those moments where it's a little bit of both, and they're saying when you decide to push forth and accomplish, develop, create, maybe chop off or check off your to-do list, that's the right thing to do. It was meant to be. And when you hold back, that's also meant to be. Divine timing, my friend. But the Six of Wands, it's a time where you're feeling victorious, and you can't deny that. Nobody else can either. And if they choose to hide that with doubt, maybe fear and envy, then so be it. The haters exist, right? The naysayers is what I'm getting. Those of which online are doing epically well, okay? And it feels like Whatever you feel connected to work wise, okay, I'm hearing habit wise, but I meant to say uh, uh, talent wise. And I did hear tarot then as well. For some, like myself, you are finding, maybe being reminded, June is your month. All right. I'm not saying this is a negative period. Again, we have talked about a lot of positives, very beneficial for you. June, my friend, is a transitional month for you. I cannot wait to do that reading. But I feel like you are feeling like in certain ways you have to begin again. Trust that, okay? When you need to kind of get back to the basics or, again, fill your own cup in order to move forward, productively do so. But again, it feels like there's certain parts of the remainder of May where you're re-implementing, maybe twisting, churning, adjusting, and reapplying, if you will. I hope that came out right. But yeah, let's just finish up this reading by saying you are a boss, and the remainder of the month is very abundant on so many levels, and you deserve it. All right, get ready for June.